The blade dealer, make a nigga forfeit, yeah, cause I'm the realest. Hey, niggas talking short shit, nah, I need a million.
Big stepper, yeah, bitch, I be steppin'. Coolin' kit with the flip switch, bitch, that's the weapon. No drama.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
This legend bring them sounds in one time.
I'm hard, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today's episode, yeah, Cowboys safety Malik Hooker calls out Micha Parsons on the Dallas Cowboys. And he's saying, are you care more about your podcast or you care more about this team getting over the hump and getting to the ultimate goal is winning the championship? They haven't won a championship in over about 30 years. This is their 30-year anniversary from their last championship when they had Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman and those boys. So are the Cowboys imploding right in front of our eyes? Is one of their better players calling out maybe their best player on the team besides CeeDee Lamb? Let's get into it, man. The Speak For Yourself podcast weighs in on this. And let's see what they say about the Cowboys. Let's see if they have any of that smoke for the Cowboys like they have for the Giants all the time. So let's get into it.
It would be, just make sure we're all right, where we're and being where your feet are. Because if we're at work and, the run game's terrible, but you're doing a podcast every week and the run game is terrible, then, what are you really caring about? Are you caring about the crowd that is watching your podcast? Are you caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl that we're trying to reach?
Well. Malik Hooker says, do you care more about the clout and the people that you bring in on your podcast that you talking with than getting to the Super Bowl? Those are some strong words for some teammates, especially now on the same side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball. He said, man, the run game, the stopping the run has been terrible, and you laughing it up and talking on your podcast instead of getting on your craft and stopping this run when we need you the most. Some strong words there, brother. Let's see.
Well, Micha responded with this post. I just wish you.
And Micha responds. A now deleted response to Malik Hooker. I'm sorry, not Michael Hooker, but Malik Hooker's comments. It says, just wish you said this to me, but instead on some podcast, which was Keyshawn Johnson's podcast. And he said, you got my number, fam. And you my locker mate. They are actual locker mates. He says, so you could have said this any day, but you choose to go into the media and say things. And he says, you do realize I shoot the podcast on our off day, which is his prerogative to do what he wants to do on his off day. That is very true. He says, why ain't we talking about everyone preparations and focus? Why is it just me? This is some, these are two guys that are very good at what they do. Malik Hooker's no slouch. Micha Parsons is arguably considered one of the best pass rushers in the game, and they're locker mates, and they're talking like this amongst themselves in the media. Keep doing it. But let's see what they got to say.
Said this to me, but instead on some podcast, and you got my number, family, and you're my locker mate, so you could have just said this any day, and you do realize I shoot the podcast on our off day. Why are we talking about everyone's preparations and focus?
Hey, Michael Lombardi, where you at? Disease of me, right? All right, man. Let's get to it.
Shady. Is it a big deal or no deal that Micha Parsons was called out by his teammate?
I'm going to say it's a big
And how ironic is it a dude named Shady talking about this subject?
deal, right? And a lot of different reasons. One is when you're the best player in the team, which I think Micah is, and Hooker's like he's okay, right? Like, for you to speak on me publicly is a problem. Because why are you talking about me? First of all, they know who I am.
That is a very big problem, and a very big problem I'm glad to see over there in Dallas.
You know who I am. Why are you talking about me like that? Yo, you my locker mate? Yo, that means like, so in football, in locker mates, we get dressed at the same time. We talking, we jump in the shower, pause to say, like we locker mates. So why are you talking about me in an ill way, in a bad way to the public when I'm right next to you though? You have my phone number. We on the same side of the ball on defense. And then another part is, no matter what I do, bro, whatever how I operate on my off time, right? For you to address that to the public, I hate it. Just because in the defensive meeting rooms or whatever office, wherever it may be, whose side the coach gonna go on, right? Because it don't help Hooker at all. Think about it though for a second. We in there, I don't feel comfortable with him, coach. Yeah, I can't trust him. Why can't you trust him? Well.
And Shady actually has a point right here. He always bashes the Giants, so I'm really not fond of him in the media, but he does have a point right here. Malik Hooker, you're way more expendable than Micha Parsons will ever be. And that's not taking a shot at Malik Hooker at what you do. I think you're actually a pretty doggone good safety, considering what they ask you to do over there in Dallas. But for you to come out and say this about the Dallas Cowboys franchise player, he's definitely going to get paid way before you. He's going to get paid way more than you. And if they invested a whole lot more into Micha Parsons than you. So if it actually comes to a head to where Micha Parsons and you cannot be teammates, you're gone. Just being honest. They're going to get rid of Malik Hooker way before they get rid of Micha Parsons. So I don't know if this was the smartest thing to do. I don't know if he was trying to motivate Micha Parsons or they have a legit beef. I don't know. But this is not a way to deal with things when you have things in-house that you want to work out. If you have these notions about Micha Parsons and his preparation, you should have went to that man personally. That's what I would do here in the Big Blue Crew. If we had something that we would want to hash out, I wouldn't make a video saying things about one of my, teammates here with the Big Blue Crew. So I don't understand this, but I love it. I love it, man. Let's go.
We locker mates, we teammates, we on the same side of the ball, and he'd rather go to a podcast and talk about me and tell me when I'm doing something wrong than just holler at me.
Yeah.
Right? New coordinators and all that, right? They just came off a loss, an embarrassing loss to the Packers in the playoffs. Yeah. You want everything to be optimistic going forward to this.
And they got their ass whooped by the Packers. I don't care. Man, I watched that game. The Packers were putting them brakes on the Cowboys in the playoffs. And I don't know, they might be imploding right in front of our eyes, man. Let's go.
The season. This is not. So if you ask me, is it a big problem? It has to be. Michael Parsons is probably one of the best players we've ever seen in a long, long time, right? True. I was hanging out with Hugh Green, one of the greats from Pittsburgh, and we were talking about all the special players, and we were talking about Michael Parsons. He's from the same city. We were talking about him. And I'm just thinking, like, any team I've ever been on, we have a generational talent. We're not sitting here talking about him in a bad light. Because if Hooker's saying that, that means that's going around the locker room with his homeboys, not the superstars, some of the okay players. And
so is that happening, Mr. Shady? Are you getting towards some of the guys that are on the lower tier talking about some of these higher tier guys? And that's the reason why we can't get to a Super Bowl, because they're more caring about the lights and the flashing lights Shout out Kanye. Do they care more about the what do you call that, the clout that they're getting from the fans? Do they care more about being America's team, the star, and everything that comes with being a Dallas Cowboy? Are they obsessed with that more than getting the job done? I don't know.
And I don't like that because going forward, you need everybody to win. And if you're going to talk about the captains and the best players on the team, you'll talk about anybody. And if I'm the coach, I can't have nobody around me like that.
Hey, that's true.
It's tricky because I really don't understand the problem with it. And then this is the new trend. Everyone has a podcast. Everyone has outlets. They want to use their voice if they feel.
Yeah, don't athletes doing all these podcasts and everything, man. Let us breathe, man. Y'all getting paid. Let us do the podcast. But Micha Parsons podcast is one of the better ones out there, man. A lot of people, with Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey got their podcast. There's a lot of players out there doing podcasts, and to be truthfully honest, that's their prerogative. It's their off day. That's what they're doing. But if your podcast is coming before the success of the team, which Malik Hooker is saying, man, that's not a good thing, man. But keep it up. And let the Giants go ahead and sneak in the playoffs.
Compelled to do so, and they should. And this is not going to stop. Like this is going to continue to happen. And I like that Micha has this. And at this point, he does do it on his off day. There's a lot of worse things you could be doing on your off day than having a podcast. And he's preparing himself for his future and all these other things. But the issue that I have with it is that Micha is clearly saying, like, hey, you had opportunities to tell me how you felt about this to my face, and you did it. I'm a very much to my face person. If you have something to say behind my back and you don't say it to my face, well, what am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, that's absolutely true, man. Hey, look, man, if you got a problem with me, say it directly to my face, and let's hash it out like gentlemen. If we can't do it like gentlemen, man, then maybe we need to throw hands and get this over with so we can move forward and get to the goal. I mean, that's the type of attitude I would actually have with it. But hey, it's the Cowboys, man. They always got to do stuff in the media. They always got to be me. Disease of me, Michael Lombardi, where you at? Are the Cowboys imploded?
With that.
Come on now.
You had an opportunity to say it and you didn't. So I do think that this is a little interesting because of that particular thing. And to Shady's point, Micha is the face of the organization. So do other players in the organization feel this way about his podcast? And that seems like a conversation that they have to.
Cowboys fans, is Micha Parsons the face of the organization, or is it Dak Prescott, or is it CeeDee Lamb? Let me know in the comments. I actually think Dak Prescott is the face of that organization, but we will see.
To have internally. But James, what do you think about this?
Well, number one, podcast or not, Micha Parsons balls on that football field.
Yeah.
Podcast or not. That's number one.
Come on.
Number two, I don't really care if a teammate calls me out or a teammate gets called out, because I feel like as teammates, a lot of coaches you're around is not necessarily going to call you out. As a teammate, that's your job to call them out, but not publicly. Like for me, I'm all about if I have something going on with Shady and say Shady been fumbling or whatever it is, I'm not going to go on no podcast like, yeah, man, Shady been holding the ball like that in practice. No, maybe I'll come to Shady, especially you be in my locker area like, bruh, hey, you been fumbling now with that ball loose, man. Get that thing high and tight. Or TJ, hey, man, look that ball, whatever it may be. To him, I'm telling you, I hate, because it's happened plenty of times. I hate when players come out and talk to podcasts on TV about the players in the locker room. I absolutely hate it. Because
that's not a very good thing, man. You're supposed to handle things like that in-house, man, and that's what I like about the Giants. Normally we handle things like this in-house. There's normally not a lot of bashing out there in the media. We did have that one instance where OBJ said some things about Eli in the media on that Lil Wayne interview, but yeah, you got to handle things like that in-house, man, to be honest with you. And as far as players calling players out, yes, that is absolutely needed, but not in the media. There's a difference between saying that man to man, but you don't want to do it man to man. You'd rather go to the media and say things. And that's kind of ironic, Malik Hooker, because you didn't go to him man to man. You went to the media yourself on a podcast yourself to say these things. So it's kind of weird, to be honest with you. It's really weird. And I hope they keep this energy throughout the season. Keep arguing amongst each other. Keep saying dumb things about each other. Keep doing it, man. We need you guys to implode. You guys have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. And we need you guys not focused, man. But are the Cowboys imploding on themselves with the CeeDee Lamb contract situation? He wants to be paid more than $32 million. Dak Prescott wants to be paid more than $50 million. Micha Parsons is going to want more than $30 million. And now they're talking amongst themselves. They're going back and forth on podcasts saying, hey, look, you're not caring about the success of the team. You need to get more focused. You're not focused during playoff time. That's why we can't get to a Super Bowl. Hey, there's a lot of things going over there in Dallas, man. And, hey, if that affects them during the regular season and they can't perform to the utmost of their ability, I'm all for it. Because I'm a Giants fan. So go ahead. Argue amongst yourselves. Talk noise about each other. Keep going on podcasts talking crazy about each other, man. And keep getting beat in the playoffs, because that's what you do. You're a Cowboy. You ball to the regular season, and then you ball crying in the postseason. That's what you're known for. That's what you do best. So keep doing it. Drama, drama, drama. That's what the Cowboys bring. And look, I'm all here for it. I hope you guys implode. Not to say that I hope you guys get hurt or anything like that, but I hope you guys are not focused to where we can come in there and sneak a couple of victories on y'all this season. So, I mean, that was this episode, man. Malik Hooker calls out Micha Parsons about his focus about the Dallas Cowboys getting to a championship. And to be honest with you, I don't agree with Malik Hooker as far as doing it in the way that he did, calling him out on a podcast, Keyshawn Johnson's podcast. It's just some Cowboy stuff, man. But, hey, this New York Giants Full Access episode was a little different. It was about our opponent in the NFC East, Dallas Cowboys. Let's see if we can take advantage of this in the regular season. Let's see if they're beefing with each other. Let's see if they get a little unfocused and not be focused on the goal and keep focusing on themselves. Disease of me, Michael Lombardi. But thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and join the Big Blue crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. And cop you some merch. Not gonna tell you no more. Cop you some merch, y'all. Clicking on the merch, go ahead and get you a hoodie, a hat, or a chef hat, or anything on there. We got what you need, man, at the Big Pat Sports Shop. Link in the description. And until the very next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.
Hitting the mic, spitting the facts, coming with full access. Big Pat hitting the house with giant tactics. Eli's handoff, rapping the classics. 90s beats, we blast this in New York. Big Blue. Where the G-men roam, Super Bowls in the vault, that's the Empire's home. Red, white, and blue, where the legends are grown. Giants full access, this the zone, got the tone.